Finally, after almost 6 months, I'm back on YouTube. I have been very busy with some other tasks, so I have not been able to make any videos, although you have been supporting me by commenting and subscribing. Now onwards, I'll try to upload videos regularly. All I need is your support. In today's video, I'm going to give you some general but important information about student visa of Sweden. Sweden is one of the few countries in the world where international students can work full-time throughout the year. Sounds attractive, right? There are many more interesting things I will tell you about Sweden in this video, so just watch the video till the end. Hi, this is Lisa, and on this channel I have been making videos about student visa in different countries. If you are on this channel for the very first time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications of all our videos. Now let's start today's topic. Talking about Sweden, its area is about 450,000 square kilometers. Likewise, its population is about 10 million. Sweden is an EU country and especially is known for its parental benefits, as you can get parental leave for 480 days in Sweden. We will talk about it later in this video. Sweden currently has 39 universities offering courses and programs taught in English. Each university has its own special characteristics, subject availability, and atmosphere. Talking about the facilities for international students in Sweden, you can come to Sweden for a bachelor's, master's, as well as PhD. Likewise, you can also come here for 6 months English language course. Especially those with low IELTS scores usually come here to take English classes to join university. But you should understand that university will not take you just on the basis of your English language class you have taken. Basically, it does not guarantee your admission into higher education. In these 6 months of language class, you probably will not be allowed to take any part-time jobs. When you are applying for Sweden, you can apply for 4 different programs at once. While making a priority list for the university, you should keep in mind that you won't be able to make a choice. Let me explain what it means. First, you have to make a list of 4 universities of your priority. After selection, you will get admission to only 1 university and the remaining 3 will be deleted automatically. Hence, you won't be left with any choices. Now let's talk about tuition fees. Students from EU do not have to pay tuition fees, but students from non-EU countries must pay tuition fees to study in Sweden. Fees vary from 6,000 to 15,000 euro per year according to the university and program. There are 3 types of scholarship program for non-EU students which make tuition fees zero if you manage to get it. These scholarships are Swedish Institute scholarships, university scholarships, and third-party scholarships. For a university scholarship, your university priority list, which I discussed earlier, will affect you a lot. For example, if University X is at the top of your priority list, then there will be a high chance that University X will provide you with scholarship if you are deserving. Let's make it easier to understand. Assume that 2 students, A and B, who are equally deserving and have applied for the University X. If University X is at the top of A's priority list and bottom of B's priority list, there will be a high chance that student A will get the scholarship. To know more about various universities and courses, visit these 2 websites that are displayed on the screen below. I will put the link in the description of this video as well. For most of European countries you want to apply to, you can get this kind of official website where you can get genuine information. Now let's know about admission and visa requirements. To get admission in Swedish university, your minimum IELTS score must be 6. This too differs from university to university, so check about this on university's website before applying. Your academic grade should be good. Moreover, your statement of purpose should be strong. For a visa, first of all, you need an admission offer for a full-time course from Swedish university. As I already mentioned that you should pay tuition fees in Sweden, the Swedish university fixes fees installment that you should pay before applying for the visa. After paying the fee, you will get confirmation which you have to use for applying for a visa. In your bank statement, you have to show that you have at least 104,000 Swedish kroner, which is equal to yearly living expense in Sweden. You do not need to send this amount to Sweden, but you should have a required amount deposited in your bank account in your home country. Likewise, if you want to take your partner as dependent on you, you have to show a further 43,000 Swedish kroner in your bank account for yearly living expense. And if you have children, you should further show that you can spend 26,000 Swedish kroner yearly. The visa application fee for adults who are over 18 is around 1,500 Swedish kroner, and for those who are under 18 it's 750 Swedish kroner. You can get more information about visa by visiting this website mentioned on the screen below. I will put this website link in the video description as well. In normal case, it is said that it's very difficult to get rooms in Sweden as you want. Back in 2021, some news reporters mentioned that it took 15 to 20 years for some people to get a room at a place where they want. But for students, university will help them to find room, as the university allocates room for students in student housing. Students do not have to face these problems. Talking about living expense, the tax in Sweden is very high. Here, tax may be applied for 29 to 59% depending on your income. On average, if you are living alone, your food expenditure might be around 1,000 to 1,200 Swedish kroner, and it falls to 400 to 500 Swedish kroner if you are living in a group. But it really depends on your lifestyle as well. Likewise, bus fare depends on the location you live in, which might range between 400 to 700 Swedish kroner per month. On an average, your monthly expense can be estimated between 5,000 to 8,000 Swedish kroner. Like other countries, it is hard to find job in Sweden without knowing Swedish. In Sweden, students can work full-time without any restriction. But if your work hamper your studies, you might get into visa trouble and it may affect you later. For Swedish language, you can get free classes from university, or else you can take paid classes too. A program called SFI is provided here where immigrants are taught language and other practical skills. Talking about the job, you can earn 125 to 150 Swedish kroner per hour. Like in other countries, it is easy to find jobs in large cities and harder to find jobs in small towns. Before you come to Sweden, I request you to research about the population and job opportunities of the city you are going to live in. If you ask someone living in Stockholm about the job opportunities there, he would obviously say there are a lot of opportunities, but that's not the case for rural areas. So, before you come here, properly do research about the universities you are going to join and the city you are going to live in. In case of dependent, you can bring dependents in Sweden too. For this, you have to show that you can spend around 43,000 Swedish kroner yearly, which you can show by presenting a bank statement from bank in your home country or from a Swedish bank if you are already in Sweden. Dependents too can do a full-time job in Sweden. Likewise, to bring your children, you have to show that you can spend around 26,000 Swedish kroner per year. If you are bringing your spouse in Sweden, he or she can work full-time. There is no any restriction for spouse as well. Now let's talk about post-study in Sweden. After completing masters in Sweden, you will get a job search visa for 6 months. If you get a job during a job search visa, you will get a work permit. To be granted a work permit, you must have a salary that is at a level of Swedish collective agreement, or what is normal for the profession or the industry. You must also work for such an extent that your salary amounts to at least 13,000 Swedish kroner a month before tax. During work permit, for first 2 years, you have to work for the industry from which you have taken work permit. After 2 years, you have to renew your work permit, and after that, there is no restriction on where you can work and where you cannot. While renewing, you will get another 2 years of work permit. After 4 years of being in work permit, you become eligible to apply for permanent residency. Additionally, for permanent residency, you have to fulfill the language and the other requirements. Once you have permanent residency for more than a year, you can apply for Swedish citizenship. To summarize, after you complete your duration of study, 4 years of work and 1 year of permanent residency, you can be eligible for Swedish citizenship. You can know more about this process on official website of Swedish government. Link will be on the screen below. Now let's talk about social benefits for residents. In Nordic countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark and Finland, social security is more than excellent. Swedish social security is the best in the world. For example, if your health expense exceeds 1100 Swedish kroner in a year, the government will take responsibility for all your expense more than that. Likewise, I already mentioned that parental leave in Sweden is excellent. Father and mother together can get 480 days of parental leave. The parental leave has to be divided between father and mother. Both father and mother must at least take 90 days leave, which makes 180 days. And for the remaining 300 days, you can decide who will take the leave. During this leave, government will pay you 80% of your salary. But for this, you must have already worked in Sweden for 240 days. This means if you come here today and tomorrow you give birth to a child, you won't get this facility. The amount that you paid as a tax is invested in your education and health. I hope this video helped you to get genuine information about Sweden. To understand it in more detailed way, I highly recommend you to spend some time on website I have mentioned earlier in this video. If you find this video helpful, do not hesitate to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. So I'll be back with a new video next week. Till then, be healthy, keep smiling, and thank you for supporting me till the end. Bye bye.